Hey Hugs, just a reminder before you get into the show that we have merchandise, yes, and you can find it on our Ugly Truth website. There's a little tab, you can click on it, and then you can peruse to see all of our styles. You can grab a mug or a sticker. We have hoodies and t-shirts, pretty much anything you would want to show your pride for being an Ugly Truth listener. Thank you so much for supporting us. Enjoy the show. Welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is episode 544. Woo. 44, which is my eternal age. Forever.
Forever.
Forever. It's 44.
Ever and ever.
This is Jamie with my producer. Producer Dub is in the house.
Woo, woo.
Welcome.
Do you need to Ugg or do we need to do the Ugg?
We're doing it a little crazy today. We're riffing.
Or wackadoo.
We're doing improv. It's the improv episode. Simply for this, a couple of things. One, Stephanie has been incredibly dedicated to the show since Paula took her absence to work on herself, and I'm sure she's thriving. Stephanie she needed a minute.
Yeah.
Because she jumped in with both feet and never looked back.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. Because you're thinking about it constantly. Right. It is a constant in your life. Now, I find it very enjoyable. I love the podcast. I've never not loved it. I have been asking her, shouldn't we take a break for the 4th of July or whatever?
Well,
she's like, no, she doesn't want.
You got to remember,
she did not want to take a break.
She's in her rookie year. She wants to play every game, every down. So
that's right. And as her coach, I would hate to tell her no,
right? Because
she's doing so great.
Yeah, of course.
So with that being said, she finally said, I have so much shit to do. Can producer Dub please sit in? I'm like 100% yes. So here you are, and welcome.
You volunteered me.
She volunteered you.
Oh. Thanks.
But I hope she's getting all of her shit done. And I absolutely...
By the way, we have a lot of shit to do, too.
Okay, so I was going to mention that we have completely fucked up this weekend. So this is Sunday. The show is dropping tonight at some point on Sunday, before midnight, for sure.
It can drop really quickly if I don't edit it.
I would be down. You know what? I think people would love to hear a raw episode unedited. That'd be hilarious, actually. You should do it.
Yeah.
If this goes well and we don't fight, you should just say, here it is, raw, uncut. This is what it sounds like with no editing.
Well, the thing that we can do that with when I'm on the show is because I couldn't possibly talk for an hour and a half, so there's no need to edit for time.
How dare you? How
dare
you? Or as our son would say, how good goddamn dare you? I don't give a good goddamn.
I don't.
Okay, with that being said, I am completely... exhausted.
Well, we stayed up late.
I was up till almost 2 a.m. because even when we went to bed at 1 a.m., I was still wide awake.
Yeah.
Because I made you binge watch a Netflix limited series called Midnight Mass. It is slowly, I saw it and I went, I saw a couple of people talking about it, and then I said, all right, I'm up here. You were watching the Giants lose last night, and so, oh, sorry, my phone. You were watching the Giants try desperately not to lose last night. And I'm like, I don't want to watch the Giants game. So I went upstairs and I started watching Midnight Mass at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Next thing I know, it's 7 o'clock. They're an hour long each episode.
Yeah.
I think there's 8 of them.
It was 7 or 8, yeah.
And by episode 2, I was like, okay, if I don't turn this off right now, I'm going to be up here till the middle of the night watching this entire series. There's only one other series that made me do that, and it was the first season of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And I was up till like almost 3 a.m. watching that one because were but you watched it with me.
Yep.
So I came downstairs, and we had, what is that hatchet steak we had?
It's a tomahawk.
Steak. We had the tomahawk steak we had a delicious meal, glass of wine, and I somehow convinced you to watch the remaining episodes of Midnight Mass.
Yeah, you did. You caught me up on the first 2 as kind of.
It was easy too, right?
One. Yeah, no, yeah.
So if you are, this is a great season or a great series to start your fall spooky season. This is definitely a Halloween-y kind of spooky way to start off the season, if you're into that, if you're into the change of from summer to fall. I'm not going to give away any spoilers because all I can say is that when did I start jumping up and down and celebrating? Episode 3 or 4?
It was episode 3.
was so pleasantly surprised how this completely changed, because I thought this is a boring Stephen King vibey, small sleepy town kind of thing. And I didn't know what it was going to be, because I know you're not a big fan of supernatural horror, and neither am I. So I'm like, well, I'm going to watch it and just see what happens. And by episode 4, I'm like, this is not at all what I expected, and I'm 100% in.
Yeah.
And so all I can say is, if you're into scary, spooky, by all means, watch this. Watch it.
It's very, like you said, Stephen King.
Although it is cerebral, there's a lot of monologuing, and there's excessive hymn singing, which I have to say was not a fan of that part of it. But I thought about it all night long.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was that was on purpose for a reason. There was something I'm missing, that there's a reason why there is excessive, tedious hymn singing and monologuing about life and death.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, obviously, a lot of
metaphors,
deeper messaging behind certain things, but
absolutely,
without giving it away, society. I did find out something else that I'm not sure if you knew, because I was looking up one of the actors, because I was like, this is a very familiar person.
The main girl or the guy?
No, the guy. Well, the dad of the.
It was Elliot from E.T.
No, I knew that one. The other dad with the can't give it away. But anyway, this actor looked familiar. He kind of looks like Christian Bale.
Oh,
a little bit,
yeah. Who is it?
No one. Literally, I couldn't. He had been in some stuff, but he was not.
What I loved about it, honestly, is that the opening scene, I already knew something was up with all the old people.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out, and then I immediately went, "Oh my god, I know what's happening." I thought it was Cocoon.
Well, so the doctor, which I didn't realize, you said she was
Annabeth
a child
Gish.
actor, but I didn't know who that was.
Yes.
You could have said her name 1,000 times. It wouldn't have mattered. I didn't know who she was.
Because you're not a girl.
Mystic Pizza. I
Yes,
did not know that.
I said that.
I know. You did not say Mystic Pizza.
I did say Mystic Pizza last night.
You did not. But that's okay.
Are you calling me a liar?
I'm just calling you mistaken.
No. I said it, but you blew it off because you were already like, meh, because there was so much monologuing.
No,
and you were like,
okay, so here's the part that I was going to tell you that
What?
I didn't know if you knew. So the very last episode,
yes,
the very long monologue about death.
Yes.
That actress.
Yes.
Is married to the director.
Yes.
So she got her big scene.
This is
not
her
a lot
first,
of big scenes.
Well, this is not her first
House
movie
on
with him.
Haunting Hill or something like that.
He's obviously in this genre.
Mike
He's
Flanagan, I think.
Yes, Mike Flanagan, and he's a huge fan of Stephen King.
Yeah,
not surprised. If you watch it, you'll totally get it. I love Stephen King movies.
Yeah, no, it was. I enjoyed it. I mean, it kept my attention for sure.
Oh my God.
There were scenes that moved really weird or really slow or whatever.
But there must have been a reason, and maybe I don't know this director very well.
I think the finale could have been about 20 minutes shorter than it was and still been as effective.
100%.
Yes.
But it was really good. That very, very, very last line of the entire series, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, it was
For
good.
me, it was great.
Yeah.
So if you like that kind of stuff, please, by all means, watch it. And if you're a lapsed or Catholic of any way, you will love this movie. You will love it. The series, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So I was up till 2 a.m. I couldn't fall asleep. I tried. I took my gummies and it hardly worked.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning, still thinking about the series, going, oh my God, we have so much to do today. I completely neglected all responsibilities because we thought Bodega was dying last night.
Yeah.
He had an issue with his dog food. That was on Friday.
Yep.
And have you ever called? I know I'm not the only one that has called the vet crying. I'm sure it happens all day, every day, saying my baby I'm sure she's dying or he's dying. Luckily, he was better. It was just a strange reaction to what did they say it was?
We too quickly changed
dog food. Yes.
And we should have, it was enough, it was the same brand and everything, but it was enough of a difference to where we should, because it had like grains in it and the stuff they usually have doesn't or something like that.
Right.
So
now he's on probiotics. Yeah. Like a good California dog is. Right? Can
I just tell you how ab fab you are right now?
What are you talking about? Okay.
You've got a robe, fur-lined robe. You've got your glasses up. You've got a messy bun, a coffee mug, which could just be like a wine glass at this point. And you're just, hello. And it's just very absolutely fabulous.
Well, here's the deal. I'm exhausted.
Right.
I'm absolutely rummy with lack of sleep. So this is my second cup of coffee. After we finish the show, I need to shower and wash myself because I did not shower yesterday because I was so entrenched in this fucking show.
God damn it, binging.
And then I don't want to waste, so I don't want to waste clothes. Like, why am I going to put on clothes? And I don't want to put on dirty clothes.
Well.
So it's like, this is it. This is what a robe is for.
I suppose.
I'm not taking it off. I know you. I can see your face. I'm not taking off my robe. We're not doing naked podcasting. That's for the summer months.
Oh, okay. You heard it, folks. Naked podcast coming next summer.
I'm sure Stephanie will love it. She'll be so excited. Anyway, with that being said, yes, I'm wearing a robe. I'm drinking my second cup of black coffee because we did not go to the grocery store.
That's the other thing we didn't do.
Because I was intent on watching this stupid show. It's not stupid. It was
literally, this happens so often. Well, I shouldn't say so often.
Our
but
whole
when you,
weekend was derailed.
Hold on. When you do this, and it's not necessarily binge watching, you may just be, watching something that I guess it is binge watching.
Yeah.
But this, what was funny, what was funny about it is that I went downstairs going, okay, you know what? I'll just play my video game while I wait for her because I know we need to go to the store.
Right.
So I go down, I play the video game. Like 2 hours later, I'm like,
where is she?
Are we going to the store? Where is she?
Because I determine all activities. There is no,
I suppose
I'm going to the store.
I suppose I could have done that.
You don't think that way, though.
No, I don't. Anyway, I wasn't watching the Giants game, obviously, too.
So here's hoping that we are future fortune tellers, and that that the Giants have clinched the pennant. Is that correct?
Yes, the division.
Okay, so they're going to win today.
Yes.
By a cunt hair, they're going to win, but they're going to win nonetheless.
Care. I want it to be a blowout, but that's just not the way it works.
No. And then the Dodgers will have to scramble in the wild card, right? And they'll play the wild card team.
Yeah, so Giants win, over. Dodgers lose, over. Giants win the division. If the Giants lose and the Dodgers win, they have to play a 1-game playoff on Monday.
Oh my God.
For the division.
Oh my God.
They're both in the playoffs.
Wait, do they have to play each other?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, on Monday. So, but the Giants have the tiebreaker.
So it'll be at home?
Correct. So it would be at San Francisco. Which, of course, that's the way it would come down when you've got both teams like the most. Like this team, by the way, I read today, this team was supposed to win about 70 games.
Our team. Oh, I know.
The Giants were supposed to win about 70 games. That was the predictions. Like fourth place, 70 games.
Yes.
They now have the 7th most wins in baseball
history.
It is insane. And to do that and still be in a fight this late, like it's crazy.
Does this feel like the 2010 team to you? The 2010 series team.
Yeah, maybe.
It doesn't
maybe.
me.
I think that
there was some magic in. Was it 2012 or 14? Which team was it that felt like magic?
All 3 of them won the World Series.
I know, but it was an unusual, shocking.
Yeah, it was 2010,
journey.
but also, but like I told you,
like
the last time the Giants won over 100 games, or at least it was 103, it was like 1993, and they lost in the playoffs the first round. So,
right.
Really, the postseason was what matters. They clinched the postseason a long time ago.
September,
they're just, they're just it's typical. This torture, right? It's just down to the last thing.
It's the Giants' torture. And like I said,
I'm actually kind of glad we won't be watching at the beginning of
it. I'm making you enjoy art.
Art.
At our local museum. What is it, the Impressionists?
Yeah, it's a Monet and Matisse.
Matisse. I can't wait. I love that you let me see those things. Because,
be
not that you let me, but just that you're like, hey, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're going.
It'll be fun.
Support our local arts.
And then I can, be totally relaxed.
So when you come
in. Zen place. So when I join the game in progress and see that we're up by 12.
Wouldn't that be great? 12-0 shutout.
Yeah.
Well, so here we go.
Yeah.
We'll see. Beat LA.
See.
We're trying to beat LA.
Yep.
And now, Monday night, our Raiders are playing in their Southern California stadium.
That's gonna be great, right? Because
70% of the tickets sold are Raiders.
One of the players going, I think it's gonna be 50-50. The Raiders, one of the players on the Chargers, I think it'll be about 50-50. The Raiders fans travel well. Fool, you have no idea.
You do not.
That is going to be a 90% blackout, and they're wearing the Chargers are wearing their home white.
So we're wearing black.
Somebody tweeted the other day. Somebody tweeted the other day.
Black.
The Chargers will be wearing their home white. Go ahead and guess what the Raider fans will be wearing. It'll be crazy.
Well, the thing is that L.A. when the Raiders were in L.A. for a minute. Yeah. The groundswell of fans.
Oh, yeah,
I did not realize how many fans there were in LA for the Raiders at the time.
Yeah, because keep in mind, it was like that when they were in San Diego.
Right.
Like, even when the Chargers were in San Diego.
It was all Raiders.
It was mostly Raiders.
Yep.
Now in L.A.,
oh my God.
at that new state, please.
It's going to be like, this is a nice place. Oh, girl, this is nice. I mean, it is going to be like, we got 2 new stadiums in a year.
And it's Monday night, too.
Oh, my God. You know what?
Can't wait.
When so you and I are both in a fantasy football league.
Yes.
And I was undefeated, and then I lost last week, which is fine. You know what? Takes the sting out when the Raiders are undefeated. They're fucking undefeated.
I don't really care about the fantasy thing.
I don't either.
I mean,
I don't either.
It gives you something to watch when the Raiders aren't on, but
yeah, I mean,
definitely...
I try. I mean, I'm trying.
Well, I try and pick everybody who's really good and will get injured.
Same.
So today, already.
Oh, no.
Today, already, the games have been on for 10 minutes.
Oh, my God.
I have Amari Cooper.
Yes.
Who did great the first week, shitty the second week, whatever.
Right.
Anyway, so literally goes on a route, straight route, ran straight. Ball wasn't even thrown to him. It was a running play. Pulls up with a hammy. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Nobody even touched him. He just ran straight and went, ow. And went on the sideline.
Oh, no. Yeah, I wasted my first pick on Christian McCaffrey, and he promptly was injured with a hamstring injury.
And that's pretty unusual, though.
That is
pretty
not
hardy.
unusual, apparently.
He's pretty
Saquon
hardy.
Barkley and Christian McCaffrey apparently are very injury-prone.
You're like a jinx.
I couldn't believe it. Last year, I had Saquon injured the first game, first play, and he was out for the freaking season. Yeah. And I'm just like, all right, well, congratulations to whoever's playing me, because you are sure to...
You're going to get your win this week.
God, so mad. I thought this was my year, that I wasn't going to be completely
I literally had 3 players go down last week.
Oh, jeez. Me too. Me too. Anyway.
Oh, well.
Moving on. Go Raiders, Raider Nation. Ooh. And now I'm like in the Raider Twitter. Like every weekend, I'm following all these Raider commentaries. You know, Morris Morton, I think is his name. My favorite. Oh my God, he's my favorite. Morton Morris? I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know him that well, apparently.
Apparently not. Well, because we know that you're really good with names. So.
Oh my God, I know. That's why I could never be
neighbor name check. Go.
Pat and Carol?
No.
Carol and Ted? No. Wait. Carol and... Hold on.
Carol is correct.
Carol is the correct answer. And it's not Pat.
No.
Richard?
No. Richard.
Roy?
A falsetto child.
What is it?
It's Terry.
Terry!
All right. Other neighbor to check.
Neil and Elizabeth.
Elizabeth? Yes, I did.
You know, nice. I met her and had a very long discussion with our neighbor last year, and absolutely had no idea what her name was, and she knew me. She's like, all right, Jamie, have a wonderful day. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it was funny because I was talking to Neil. They're a retired older couple, really sweet, but I think I already told you this, but probably about 2 months ago, I forgot to take the garbage cans out.
Yes.
And Neil took them out for us. And
Such
I thought
a good
that
neighbor.
was really nice.
They take care of us youngsters.
And so he comes to me and he goes, hey, last week you really scared Elizabeth. I was like, why? He goes, because you were rolling your garbage cans really loud, but it was like midnight because I'd forgotten to take them out or something like that. I was like, that's all right. I was making a lot of noise so that you guys would know I had taken my garbage cans out and you wouldn't have to do it for me.
Oh my God.
Married life in the suburbs.
So speaking of life, the big news of the day is that your daughter came to visit from Arizona, and she brought her baby boy.
You got some grandparent time.
Grandbaby.
Man.
Now, let me just clarify with this. I know that I'm her, pseudo mother.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on your arm? You got like a tumor on there? Dude, you got bit by a spider.
Yeah, I think so.
That scares me that you got bit by a spider.
It's not spiders, no webs.
You know what?
That looks bad.
Well, it doesn't look that bad, but...
I just need to take something.
You've got a lump on your arm now from it.
Yep. Remember I told you, I was like, ow, and I literally squished it. And when I killed it, I couldn't see it because it was dark. When I killed it, I was like, that was bigger than a mosquito.
Did you go around and look for it have you gone out and looked for it?
I smashed it.
Maybe.
It was nothing, but it felt bigger than a...
Hope it wasn't a brown recluse.
No, it was not like that. It was like, but it felt bigger than a mosquito.
Ooh. I ate it. I just hate the prospect there was a spider that close to me and then it bit you.
It did. Or something did.
Well, that ain't no mosquito.
It might be.
You think it's a mosquito
I've been
bite?
itching it pretty bad, though, so maybe
oh, my
that's
God.
why.
Well.
Anyway.
All right, sidestep. But anyway, I hope for your sake it was a very large mosquito. Because if it was a spider, this thing you and I got going on.
What?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm just saying.
You don't know. You're taking a big risk putting that coffee cup on that table.
Why? It's not that wiggly. Hey, our studio, we're building our studio.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, well, speaking of what you were getting
to,
we redid the bedroom, we redid the floors, and got it all ready for our daughter to come and to see our grandson for the first time in months. But that is also now going to be
the Ugly Truth Studio.
The Ugly Truth Podcast Studio.
I can't wait. I want a neon sign.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great?
Out front.
No,
in the window so all the neighbors can see it.
To the window.
To the wall.
To the wall.
Yeah, so we will definitely do. You are Rummy. We are going to.
And you know what? All I know in that rap or that song is something about balls. Yeah. That's all I know.
Sweat drips off my balls.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so we redid the room so that she could come, and now it'll be a guest room / studio. So we got the board.
I think we're entitled to an upgrade, aren't
100%.
you? Yeah. So with that being said, so your daughter shows up.
Yep.
With the baby, stays with us.
Yes.
For what, 3-4 days?
Yeah, it was like 3 nights, 4 days.
I don't know.
Like
it was long enough, but it wasn't long enough.
Right.
But here's for me, not for you. I don't feel
for me.
I don't feel like a grandparent because, and it's not that she's not family and she's not my daughter too, but she is my stepdaughter, although we don't like that word because family's family, and I completely concur. I've noticed since she was 18 months old, so it's not like this is a baby that I met when she was a 6th grader.
Right.
However, it became so apparent to me the difference between you and I when it comes to your daughter and the baby.
Why is that?
Well, first of all, you are the best grandparent ever.
What?
Oh my God. You snatch this baby and you have no shame because you don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. You are going to love and entertain this small child.
He's awesome.
He was obsessed with you. Obsessed with you. He's just like, I don't know why you and I aren't partying more often, sir. Good sir, you and I should
9.5 months old, dude.
Have a room where there's plenty of room for activities.
Yes.
Like he was your best friend. There were times where I was like, my buddy. Like that's who you guys were, the two of you. He literally was attacking you on the floor, and he was 9 months old. I mean, it was. First of all, it was incredibly attractive, I must say. I told you that. Oh my God. I was like, I can't wait for Natalie to leave so I can attack you because this is such a turn on to watch you love on this baby and be so grandparenty. Oh. And we're young to be grandparents, kind of,
I guess. It felt more like dad mode, but
that's where I fucked up.
Except for the fact that it's harder to get off the floor than it was back when I was an actual
True
dad.
story. But I will say this. What was that?
Keep going.
Okay. So there were times when I would come downstairs or I would come into the room and our daughter, Natalie, would be like, oh, you want to see grandma? And I'm like, is my mother here? Like it did not even register that I was yet. No. Yeah. I mean, and it's not that I'm not embarrassed or anything like that, but I just don't think like that right now. I'm like, I don't even know. Is it because we're youthful and I don't think like our idea of what a grandparent is versus, whatever. But you and I, she was upstairs preparing her, she's talking to her husband. She was packing her bags and getting ready to leave the next day. Right. You and I had the baby and we were playing with him and it was awesome. Yeah. The two of us having a blast with this baby, and he was in a great mood. He was sleepy, but whatever. And so I could see that he was overtired. Like he was getting really tired. So I the idiot I am made him a baba and tried to hold him and see if he would take the baba. He got so pissed off.
Yeah, he's like, no, you're the fun person.
He's like, what are you doing?
Don't make me do things I don't want to do.
I was kissing his little face and he was laughing and crying at the same time because he's like, I want to play, but I know what you're trying to make me do. And I'm really mad.
I don't want to go to bed.
Literally, I'm like, oh my God, this is a mom mode thing. This is not a grandparent mode thing. I should have just continued being the Disneyland friend. And instead, I got serious. And that literally changed his opinion of me until the next day.
Yeah.
Till the next day.
He's like, you tried to make
me
He
didn't trust me. He's just like, no, you're going to make me do things. And I thought you were supposed to be the fun person. And now.
Yeah. Oh, that was when he was climbing. We have that little formatted ergonomic dog bed.
Yes.
And he was indoors and he was climbing up and down it. And we were like, parkour.
Well, and here's the thing.
He was losing his mind.
I have to work on grandparent mode. I don't even know what that feels like. I don't even know what that is.
Well,
I have to work on it.
It's like the fun parent 24/7.
Yeah.
Right, as opposed to the practical. Right? I mean, you do have to obviously take care of them, but I mean,
you can't neglect them.
You can't neglect them, but you do get to be fun.
You have to hand it off to the mom and let her do all the parental. Correct. Yeah, I really fucked it up, but not forever. Just for that moment I did. But I'm like, okay, I have to remember that I don't have to be that person. But when I clicked into mom mode so quickly because it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long since I had to do it for myself.
Sure.
But I look forward to perfecting.
15 years.
I look forward to perfecting the well, I mean, my sisters have little kids. True. So, I mean, I have perpetually been and they rely on me being in mom mode too, because that way their kid doesn't go insane when they come to play or whatever. Right. So I think I just need to work on it. If anybody has any tips, send them on in because I have no idea how to be a grandparent. I don't. It's it's like trying to speak Japanese. Yeah, it's like very hard.
He was great, and the visit with Natalie was great. God. I was definitely sad to see them go, but at the same time, I can definitely see the appeal.
We wept.
Of of course.
It was horrible.
Well, she's got to fly,
we missed her so
we'll
terribly.
See her months. It won't be days, and I mean we FaceTime and stuff, but. I think he recognizes from FaceTime too. I think
totally did. And and I love seeing your daughter. She's such a delight. You know, as she's grown up, she's such a good mama.
Yeah, great.
And,
great.
Oh my God,
they're definitely good rookie parents.
So
for sure.
good. Oh they're so
they're
great.
Doing a good job.
Anyway, with that being said, highlights. What was your favorite part of having your grandson with you? I have to tell you, you were absolutely like. Running around in public, you didn't care, and it was like I said, there was at one point you were doing something, I'm like, I could totally attack him right now. This is very attractive to me, and I think that, I don't know what that is. I think all women probably look at that and go, oh, he's such a good father.
Maybe.
It's very sexy.
I don't know, I think that...
Men don't see it the same way women do. Because if you see me being a good mom, you're all, well, she's doing your job. But for me, I'm like, wow, that's so great.
Why?
I just forgot how good of a dad you were. What good of a dad you were because it's been so long.
It has, but it was a little bit like riding a bike for the most part. I mean, not terribly, but I just knew
you click in pretty quick.
Well, yeah, but I'm also not trying to take over either, right?
No.
That was one of the that's one of the differences is that you really gotta like.
I'm so jealous.
Let them.
I'm jealous
be
that you got it
for their child.
Well, I definitely didn't take over or do anything like that. I mean, my only thing was let's get some baby Orajel. That was it.
Yeah, because he went into a little bit teething mode while he was here. But
and I loved hanging out with that baby. But I got to tell you, I really enjoyed my visit with your daughter more than the baby for the most part. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
She stayed here, and whenever since the time that she's been gone, which has been like 5 or 6 years where she hasn't lived here.
Right.
Not just lived in the area. She moved away. We never had the room for her to stay here, so she always stayed at her mom's house. Right. Well, this time we do have the room because we've narrowed down the number of children in the house. So
true. They're all leaving us, honey.
I know. We're going to be empty nesters.
We got to start our empty nester podcast.
Yes. I'm excited about that.
By the way, so we have reserved the name of the podcast, which is Room for Activities.
Room for Activities.
That's going to be our podcast, and it's about being an empty nester at the young age that we are, because we had our kids really young.
Yep.
And
not like 12 young, but
Pretty close. Pretty close. But what's funny is because we have the Facebook reserved as well as the website. So every day we get one or two inquiries about what the hell is Room for Activities.
Yeah, follow it now. It's Room, the number 4, because we had 4 kids.
Right.
Activities.
I mean, you can follow it, but...
There's nothing there. We haven't done anything yet, but now that we've announced it, now we have to do it.
At some point.
Yeah.
We're not officially empty nesters yet, so we could wait.
Well, not only that, but I think that we had kind of resolved to do that one in the studio, so we needed to get the studio done first.
100%.
And then,
I keep saying 100%. Is anyone keeping a tally? I think I've said it 3 or 4 times. I am rummy.
You are.
Let's see. Do you have any ugly and awkward moments of the week?
Oh, yeah. I had one. I had the one.
Okay, so let's do some ugly and awkward moments of the week.
Okay, so this was kind of dumb, but which I guess is the point. I was driving in my truck, and and my daughter was following me. We were going to the tire store. She was following me.
Yes.
Kenzie was following me in her car, and so I kept looking back, and I kept having to duck down to look in the mirror, like if you have one of those seats that can adjust. And somebody adjusted the seat, and now, so I kept having to duck my head down.
Why can't I see my rear view?
Yeah, to be able to see her, and I just kept doing it for a good solid 5 minutes, on the way to this place. Only to realize that the reason I kept doing that is because in my truck I have one of those pop down sunglasses holders.
Yes.
So I had popped that down, taken my sunglasses out, and am apparently too blind to notice that it blocks the rearview mirror, the bulk of the rearview mirror.
So you only have an inch of
right.
view.
So I'm like, why do I keep doing this? And I was like, oh God, I'm such an idiot. The thing was still down, so I popped it back up. Anyway, I don't know how awkward that is, but I felt stupid. Awkward. I felt stupid that I did it most of the drive,
and it didn't even occur to you.
Didn't even dawn on me that there was something in the way.
That's about right.
Okay,
that's about right.
Anyway, so there's mine.
Mine is I already told you it, but I'm going to tell it again. So yesterday, this was Friday. Bodega.
It doesn't matter what day it was.
I'm just trying to. I'm speaking. You know what? Eat a dick.
No, that's all. Here's the only reason I said that.
Dick.
Here's the only reason I said that. It has nothing to do with you just saying it now.
What?
You would be surprised how often when I'm editing the show, I realize that you guys do that. You will talk about it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I know.
No, wait.
We do that.
It was yesterday.
I know.
I'm like, it doesn't
no one
matter.
Cares. Fine.
Okay.
One day, once upon a time. That's how I'm going to start my awkward moments now. Once upon a time.
Perfect.
Fine.
Now do the Goldbergs thing. It was September 3rd, 1980 something.
Right. So by the way, excellent episode on the tribute to George Segal.
Oh, that was a good one, yeah.
Anyway. You were crying too,
yes,
so
I
don't
was.
even.
Go ahead.
Don't even. I saw you wipe your eye. It was a spider bite.
It's a spider bite.
So once upon a time, Bodega had an issue with his food. He was very sick. He was scaring me. I thought he was dying. Yeah, and so I left the sliding glass door open so he could walk in and out of the house because I was trying to keep an eye on him. There were no bugs that day for some reason.
Nothing flying in the house.
No. And so I came downstairs.
That's probably why I got a spider bite. You left the door open.
Maybe. So I came downstairs and I still do intermittent fasting. And so it was time for me to have something to eat. And so because we had gone to Apple Hill the last day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have an apple donut because that's healthy when you intermittent fast. Go straight to the sugar. Why not?
Why not?
So I started eating a half of one going, you know what? I'm just going to have a half because I hadn't had any.
Look at you disciplined.
Well, I just was like, I hadn't had any sweets or sugar. And I was like, God, I just really want at least to taste one. So I had a half. So I'm standing there looking outside, seeing if I can find our dog, but hoping he's not dead on the grass.
Jeez.
I look down and there is a yellow jacket on our window inside. And I went, oh my God. Now, yellow jackets do not scare me like they scare some people because I've had so many interactions with them on those days where I was forced to go camping and they just really don't care about you. They want food or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, it was big enough I didn't want to smash it because I was afraid I would have broken the window.
Oh, geez.
Well, you know how I get scared, and so I'm afraid that, you know, my super
overreaction,
strong T-Rex arms might break the window. So I grabbed a plastic cup, and I covered it, and then I took a piece of like a big square envelope, and I slowly slid it over the lid. And in the process, ripped off 2 of the legs of this poor bee, or this poor yellow jacket. And I was like, oh God, those are its legs.
So
Shit.
You maimed it.
And I'm like, well, I hope it dies. Because what am I going to do now? So I find a way, and it took a long time for me.
Where was I during all this?
I have no idea. Working.
Working.
So finally, I get it covered, and I'm really afraid the thing's going to push the envelope off because it's going to be the strongest bee ever. So I'm frightened. So I cover it, but you can't squish it too hard because then it'll crumble and the thing will escape. So I slowly take it outside, and I'm absolutely panicking. And I throw the cup and the envelope and everything. I throw it on the deck, and I run back in, and I look out, and the thing's wobbly, and then it took off because I was going to kill it because I didn't want to suffer. Yeah. But it flew away, and I'm like, well, there goes Legless. It's gone.
I'm sure it attacked you.
It tried. It was mad. Well, I would be angry.
Mad as a hornet.
I would be furious. Yeah. So anyway, the whole scene, flinging it out there, and then me running. Maybe it was the yellow jacket that bit you.
No.
You would have known.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing.
Listen.
This thing was like I literally pushed it down like a mosquito, and I felt it. And I was like, man, that was big, but it was not even close to be big. It was like maybe an ant. Like it probably felt like the size of like not a tiny ant, but like a
big ant.
Yeah. That was about how big it was.
Well, you know, it did have half of its legs. It could have been the yellow jacket that bit you.
It didn't feel like a sting. It felt like a bite. But anyway.
Well, who knows? I'm just saying. Maybe it its vengeance.
If it was a spider, I'm just really disappointed.
That you don't have webs?
Yes.
I am not. I'm glad you don't have that.
Things I could do to you.
Gross. That sounds disgusting.
Imagine how bendy I would be.
Can't be bendy as me. I don't care how many webs you have. All right, let's see. Is there anything else? I don't think so.
No, I think we're good.
I think we've done it all.
Well, we'll hopefully get to our day and go see some art and win a pennant and get ready for a Raider game. And
wow, there's a lot.
There's so much.
There's a lot.
There's so much.
All right, well, thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this very unusual podcast episode.
I think I'm just going to post it.
I think you should.
Raw.
This is this is literally what it sounds like if Producer Dub does not edit. This is it. This is it.
You're welcome.
And by the way, I've never worn pajamas or a robe when we've ever recorded an episode.
And coming this summer, naked podcast episode.
I doubt it. I don't think Noom is working for me, by the way. I'm going to cancel. I hate it. They're really big on making you weigh yourself every day. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not weighing myself every day. This is horrifying. I don't want to do it.
I did ask you that dreaded question the other day, actually.
Listen. Here's the problem with me, and maybe I represent many women. I don't know. Daryl and I are sitting on the couch, and he turns to me out of nowhere and goes, how would you feel about buying a scale?
Because we don't have one.
Because we don't have one.
And I don't ever having one. But.
I said, what? Why? Are you trying to say that I need to weigh myself? He's like, no, this has nothing to do with you. I'm like, no, I don't believe you. What is this?
It has
out of
nowhere.
No. Luckily, I wasn't eating when you did. When you asked. Which would have made it 100 times worse if you had done that.
I know it was because of a conversation I had with my friend, and he has it to where they have them now where they just literally you step on them and they barely even show you what you weigh. They just send it to your phone.
Oh God.
Right. It's so that it can track. So he's had this for years. And I don't know. I just wonder for me, because I'm trying the intermittent fasting too, and I feel like I'm not very good at it.
Well, it's working for you.
But it doesn't feel like it is. And so I was just wondering, maybe I would be more motivated to stick with it if I could see that it was working. But anyway, that was the only reason I asked, and it had nothing to do with you at all. I just know that you have an aversion to scales.
Aversion is a very friendly term. You know what?
I fucking hate them.
Here's the deal. I used to have a scale, and I used to weigh myself every day, and but that was pre 3 kids ago.
Sure.
Now.
Well, and it doesn't matter. You just have to feel good and feel like you look good and do your thing. Like, I don't mean you personally, just anybody.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't really, you have to be healthy, and that's really the main thing, right?
The issue is that for someone like me, I have been body shamed my whole life, literally my whole life, since I hit puberty until, literally. And it comes from family and, and when your parents body shame you, it's something that you literally never recover from. I don't even know how women or even men do. So now it's like, the scale could be optimal. I could be on it and going, no, this is exactly how much you should weigh. Yeah. And I'd still be like, unacceptable. Yeah. And I think when you have that, it's such a trigger.
Sure.
That I'm like, it's beyond an aversion.
Well, I don't want to do it if it's going to trigger.
It would be like mental abuse.
I don't want to do that.
You could put it in your office.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I'd be happy with that. But
I'm not that tied to it. I was just curious.
Because you know what would happen?
How you would react.
Well, here you go. I'm losing it. I'm spiraling.
You're not spiraling.
Mentally, since you mentioned it, I have not stopped thinking about it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're not getting it.
Well, and that's the thing is if we got it, I'd step on it and I would...
No, not worth it.
It would be...
No, not worth it.
It would be...
It doesn't matter what it would say.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like in my brain,
I'll just deal with whatever the annual doctor.
In my brain, we would buy it. I'd step on it. Before I step on it, I'd be like, okay, be prepared for 195 pounds. Yeah. Do you think that's what it would be?
No, no, you wouldn't be 195 pounds.
I'm just saying that I would be prepared with that.
Yeah, I wasn't.
And then it would be something less because I know I'm not too.
And you would still be
not
like
200.
Yeah.
But I would get on and be like, that's still too high.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would. I mean, I don't know.
It would be too high no matter what.
And the thing is there would be nothing that I could do to expedite whatever that number should be, and I would be so overly obsessed that it would literally become a problem. It would become a problem. Yeah.
Don't want to do it. Not going to do it.
So until I get real therapy about it, I'm not buying a fucking scale.
Done and done.
So there you go. But you can get one.
No, I'm not.
I don't want you to not live your life.
Nope.
Just like if you want to go to church, if you want to do all those things. Godspeed, my friend. I would never want to stop you from living your best life. I promise.
I appreciate that, but no.
Okay.
Not worth it.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this weirdness. And Stephanie will be back next week, and we will be talking about the updates on Gabby Petito case, about Dog the Bounty Hunter, and all the things that come with it. You don't want to talk about that?
No.
DCC is back.
You can talk about that.
Lula Rich. I mean, there's so much.
There's so much. Case is just like, did you know Saturday Night Live did a skit on it?
No, because I was busy watching Midnight Mass, so I didn't watch any of it.
They did. I was obviously watching with you too, but I saw a clip where it was on the news. You know, when they do this SNL news, whatever they call it.
Oh, yes.
And so they're like. And to talk a little bit about the handling of the Petito case, here's a black woman who's been missing for 10 years.
I know, and I'm aware of that. Stephanie and I discussed that on the last time, and it's a valid lane, and it doesn't diminish the loss of any human being, but it is true that there are a lot of women that are of color and indigenous that are missing that aren't highlighted by the media, except that if you are in that lane and you follow that
true crime kind of.
Well, yes. I think that's why I have this weirdness about it. I'm like, wow, I listen to so much true crime, and a lot of it is about women of color and indigenous, because that is a big group of women that are missing. Canada, Southwest, West, I mean, everywhere. So it does feel weird for that, but it is true that the mainstream media does pick up pretty white girls.
You're mainstream media.
No, I am not. No, I never will be, by the way, because then that means I have to conform to something.
Oh, no.
It means I can't say, like, bad words, and I can't talk about stuff that they're like, oh, that, you know what? Clinging to their pearls. I'll never be that person.
Never a pearl clutcher?
Never. I don't know. I think
said the woman in the fur-lined robe. All right.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. Bye.